My name is Melody Smith, and I run Homeland Missions in Parkersburg, West Virginia. It's a program that ministers to urban inner city kids. We feed them and share the gospel with them. I grew up in North End Parkersburg, and it's the urban area of the city of Parkersburg, and there's a lot of poverty there. The area that we're going to actually has the highest level of poverty in West Virginia.
Earlier this year, Melody asked for permission to begin an inner city ministry on Saturdays. Her plan was to go to some of the worst communities in the city and minister to them, and to some of the forgotten people in our city. Melody has a passion for people that other folks don't think about. She has a passion for ministry to children that other people don't think about.
I feel called to serve here. I grew up in this neighborhood. I still know a lot of people who live here because I grew up with them. A lot of kids grow up in this neighborhood and they think this is just all it is. This is how life is. I was able to overcome where I came from, and I just kind of want to pour that back into these kids here. A lot of kids in this area who are living in conditions like this, with broken windows in their homes, lack of food, lack of somebody around to give them food, and drug use, a lot of issues like that. So the goal of the ministry is to kind of connect with kids and help them to rise above those situations. So I'm standing in front of Bethany United Methodist Church, and this is one of the churches that we partner with. They allow us to come in and use their parking lot on Saturdays to do our street ministry, and they send a couple representatives from their church to do the ministry with us and kind of get to know the kids who come. And our goal is to get the kids to kind of plug into this church so that they can disciple them. This is Friendship Park, and this is one of the places that we do our street ministry. Normally we bring in cotton candy, popcorn, snow cones, something like that to give out to the kids. And then when they're here, we get them to play a couple power activity games with us, like a hula hoop contest or a jump rope contest. We've had a couple water balloon fights, things like that. And then once we really have their attention, we present the gospel to them. We do an object lesson with them. And then we give them snack bags, food to take home, bottled water. We're going to do school supplies here as we get a little bit closer to school starting. But we probably spend, every time we go out, we probably spend about $75 to $100.
Our goal is not just to minister to these kids, but our goal is to try to connect them with a church close to them that can continue the ministry to them. It's not about Homeland building, it's about kingdom building. Melody has great ideas. She's a very creative person. Most people with great ideas never carry them through. When Melody gets a great idea, she makes it happen. Not by herself. She rallies a team behind her, and people follow her, and they help her carry out the vision. Melody's primary ministry is to people that are neglected by the ministry of so many other churches and so many other people. There are two areas that she ministers in that aren't real popular in a lot of churches. One is she ministers to unchurched children that have no idea how to behave in church. And she goes out after them, and she ministers to them, and she brings them in when she can. And sometimes they're noisy, sometimes they're messy, sometimes they're rowdy, but they matter. They matter to Jesus, they matter to us, they matter to Melody. A lot of people talk about caring for the poor, and a lot of people talk about ministering to kids, but a lot of people don't have the patience to go do it, or actually care enough to go do it in some cases. And Melody does it. She she actually goes and does it.